Is this lightweight?
In the ring, I'll show you.
I will be ready.
Saturday, May the 20th, Devin the Dream Haney and Vasyl the Matrix Lomachenko will go toe-to-toe at the MGM Grand Las Vegas for the undisputed lightweight crown. This is a genuine 50-50 matchup in my opinion, and with both fighters considered elite in the world of boxing. For me, it's whoever gets their game plan right on the night will be the one to have their hand raised. This fight has been a long time coming and should have probably happened by now if it weren't for the WBC and Vasyl Lomachenko. Why? I'll give you a quick recap. After winning belts in the two divisions below, Lomachenko decided to go up to 135 pounds and start cleaning up. He beat Linares for the WBA Super Belt, took the WBO belt off Jose Pedraza and the vacant WBC belt from Luke Campbell. The one belt he didn't have was the IBF, which was held by Teofimo Lopez, who himself bashed up the dangerous Richard Comey in 2 rounds. Roughly around the same time, Devin Haney stopped Zaur Abdullayev in Madison Square Garden for the WBC interim belt, which then made him mandatory to Loma's WBC crown. But before the pair started any type of negotiations or any mandatories being called by the WBC, Vasyl Lomachenko thought it'd be a good idea to upgrade Lomachenko to franchise champion, and at the same time upgrading Devin Haney to regular champion, which unfairly gave him the nickname as the email champ. He definitely got a little bit of stick about that one from fellow fighters and boxing fans. But rather than fight Devin Haney next, Lomachenko decided to fight Teofimo Lopez for his IBF belt in what a lot of boxing fans considered as the undisputed fight. Now, whether he was at the races or not, Loma started that fight way too slowly and found himself heavily down on the judges' scorecards after 6 rounds. He tried to rally towards the end of the fight, but it was too little too late. Teofimo Lopez produced a stunning performance, winning on a unanimous points decision and rightfully took the belts back home with him. What makes it worse is that the franchise wasn't supposed to be won or lost in the ring, which was then given to Lopez anyway. What an absolute joke by Vasyl and the WBC. Lopez then fought mandatory challenger George Kambosos, lost all of his belts to him, and his stock has been falling ever since.
Bro, do I still have it? You do, man. Do I still got it?
Greek Aussie warrior Kambosos then decided to defend against Haney in front of his hometown fans. He didn't have to take that fight, but decided to accept the millions offered to him by Top Rank. With a rematch clause and a significant payoff, he was comprehensively beaten by the brilliant Haney both times. Roll on today, and Haney has shown the same warrior spirit as Kambosos. He actively chose Lomachenko as his first defence. So, how is this fight won and lost? Here's a detailed breakdown for you, but stay till the end and I'll give you my prediction. Haney, as we know, is one of the best jabs in boxing. The timing and the accuracy, along with his understanding of range, makes it a very difficult weapon to get past. When he lands his jab, he's already thinking about sliding backwards to avoid the counter. And if his opponent manages to slip under or around the jab and break the distance, Haney frustratingly clinches and spoils the action. I mean, don't get me wrong, Haney isn't just a jabber. He can and does throw the backhand with combinations after it. But like the George Kambosos first fight, he won't do it if he doesn't need to. His ability to read his opponent's movements, turning and pivoting with them, makes it very difficult for anyone to get shots off against him. It might not be the most pleasing to the eye, but it's a puzzle that's very difficult to solve. He isn't the heaviest handed fighter out there. His last 6 fights have gone the distance, and with his knockout ratio being just over 50% in nearly 30 fights, he isn't the most fan-friendly fighter, I think we'll all agree. But say what you want about him, he, along with Shakur Stevenson, are 2 of the best at what they do. Lomachenko, on the other hand, is an extremely fan-friendly fighter. The quickest and most mesmerizing foot speed in boxing. He's able to create angles that make you feel like you're fighting 3 people in there. The way he's able to get inside and work his magic is by throwing lots of feints and dismantling his opponent using his lead hand. Once he breaks the distance, he starts stepping around left or right, and before you know it, he's unleashed a 4 and 5 punch combination with blurring hand speed. If this fight is fought at range, then I can't see how Lomachenko beats Haney. Haney has the longer reach and is far too skilled with his timing and anticipation. If he's able to frustrate Loma early on in the fight by jabbing and clinching a lot, and Loma starts to get a little desperate, I can see him timing Loma as he comes in with the backhand, followed by the left hook or whatever combination he chooses. However, if Loma is able to feint and use his lead hand to break the distance and is able to create angles to get his shots off, I believe he does the more eye-catching work, which will impress the judges and win a lot of rounds as a result. If it's Loma that wins the majority of the first 6 rounds, then it might be Devin who's the one who starts getting a little desperate. Lomachenko has to be perfect with his feet when he gets close. If Devin is able to read it and he falls in too far, he'll be clinched and the fight will turn back to range, where we're back in Devin Haney's world. There are obviously other factors that can determine the outcome of this fight, such as Devin Haney's weight. He's only 24 years old and hasn't filled out into his physical peak yet. So that begs the question, how much longer can he make 135 pounds? If Loma is busy from the beginning of the fight, then does this take its toll on Devin in the championship rounds? Lomachenko has to start this fight fast and not like he did against Teofimo Lopez. He needs to be in front after 6 rounds, because if he isn't, Devin will control the back end of the fight and he can kiss his undisputed lightweight dream goodbye. Another factor is the conflict in Ukraine. Lomachenko got a bit of stick in his last performance against Jermaine Ortiz. Was this down to a lengthy spell out of the ring? I'm sure there are other things that I've missed that can potentially determine the outcome of this fight. Put all those in the comments. I'm really intrigued to see how you see this fight playing out, who wins and how. But my prediction for this fight is Devin Haney to win on a very close points decision, maybe even a split decision. That's how closely matched these fighters are. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. Any thoughts that you have, please leave them in the comments. Be sure to like the video and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel, so any support you can give is much appreciated. I'll be creating many more videos like this, as well as providing you with breaking news from the world of boxing. See you again soon.